The number of people in need of housing in our community continues to outpace the amount of affordable units available to them. And the problem's only getting worse. Those that own and manage properties in our neighborhoods are a critical part of any solution to this problem. And homelessness is also a topic rife with stigma, and historically, some property owners and managers have been understandably reluctant to lease up voucher holders. Additionally, existing systems designed to provide housing for vulnerable populations are not usually built with property owners and managers in mind. Consequently, they're not very effective at meeting their needs, nor are they geared towards being collaborative and producing comprehensive solutions. And that's where Threshold comes in. I'm really excited that you guys are going to be able to hear from multiple speakers today. Threshold is a cross-sector, multi-industry solution to ending homelessness. And you're going to hear from a variety of speakers this morning, including Maricopa County Board of Supervisors Chairman Bill Gates, followed by President and CEO of the Arizona Multihousing Association, Courtney LeVinus. And then we have President of Celtic Properties here. And finally, Mike Shore, CEO of Home Inc., will close us down.
All right, well, good morning, everyone. Great to see a lot of friends here from over the years, and this is a really inspiring event to be at. Great to see such a big turnout, and because really what today is about, of course, is getting people off of the streets and into homes. And I don't know about you guys, but now that I'm getting out in the community again, we're not on Zoom, we're going out into community meetings, this is the number one issue that I'm hearing about is homelessness. And it doesn't matter whether I've got a pretty large district, whether I'm in Sunny Slope, whether I'm up in New River or down closer into Central Phoenix, it's what people are talking about, it's what people are concerned about. It doesn't matter what party. So it's great to see a passion and a desire now broadly in the community that this is something that needs to be addressed. And I think, you know, part of the reason that we're seeing that is, as I think many of you in this room know, homelessness has gone up 35% since 2020. So people are seeing it and they're very concerned about it. They're concerned about their neighbors and they're concerned about their community. And so we say, okay, so that's the issue. It is becoming more difficult. But the challenge, of course, has been how do you get people who are unsheltered into permanent housing? And today's event is very much about that. The goal here in this partnership with Home, and by the way, I would say I speak on behalf of all of my colleagues on the Board of Supervisors when I say that we're thrilled to be a part of this partnership. And specifically, the partnership with Home is about creating a one of a kind, first of its kind partnership with property owners and property managers to create a program to allow that transition to occur. Again, from being unsheltered into transitional and then finally into permanent housing. And at the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, we acknowledge, and I especially acknowledge this as a former member of the Phoenix City Council, that this is a regional issue. It's not a Phoenix-only issue. And so at that county level, we have made a commitment with our partners in the federal government to put the resources into programs to help address homelessness. For example, in the last 2 years, we've invested over $77 million in federal funds directly from the Board of Supervisors to address homelessness. And then for some people, we know that may be a short-term challenge. So we have invested another $130 million into rent and utility assistance. So again, we're working on both of these levels along with our partners, many of whom are here in the room today, to address this challenge because we know that our residents demand it and it's the right thing to do. So thank you everybody who's partnering as part of this program. Really excited about this, and we look forward to continuing to partner with all of you on this really essential and critical challenge that we must address here in Maricopa County. Thanks so much.
Good morning. My name is Courtney Gilstrap LeVinus, and I'm the president and CEO of Arizona Multihousing Association. So welcome to our home today. As a representative of the largest rental housing owners and managers organization in Arizona, AMA is committed to helping solve the problem of homelessness. And that's why we're so excited to be here today and in partnership of the Threshold. So I can tell you from years, unfortunately, years and years of experience, property owners and managers haven't always been at the table. We haven't always been involved in the design and implementation of these types of programs. And therefore, some of our needs, perspectives, views have been discounted in the past, though we obviously play a very critical role in the housing. So I'm happy to say today that is not the case with the Threshold program. Literally, the Threshold program is a result of years and years of true collaboration, of listening to rental property owners and operators, understanding our needs and challenges, and working to make homeless assistance programs work for everybody, including the housing provider. And at the same time, AMA is working to address the housing supply gap through our campaign, Arizona Housing for All. The Arizona Department of Housing, who is here today, says that we need 270,000 rental housing units in Arizona. We need to be building at least 17,000 units a year just to keep up with demand. For each vacant unit in Arizona, we have about 20 applications. So that just shows you how undersupplied we are throughout the state. So while we are working to help close that supply gap, we also need to do our part to make existing rental units available to the most vulnerable populations. And again, that's what we're planning to do through Threshold here in Maricopa County. So through Threshold, we believe that those that own and manage properties in our neighborhoods do play a critical role in the solution to the mounting challenge of growing homeless populations in our communities. Threshold supports and collaborates with property owners and managers to become active partners in solving homelessness. When all stakeholders are engaged and at the table, communities are best able to provide homes for everyone. Threshold offers a full slate of incentives for property owners and managers, provides hands-on support so incentives are consistent and understandable and easy to access. It will centralize vacancies in a closed internet listing system that connects eligible applicants with the on-site staff. And then Threshold is building relationships with property owners and managers that want to keep their apartment communities profitable, well-maintained, and managed, while also doing our part to house the most vulnerable populations. So our call to action today for rental property owners is, once we're finished with our brief program, please come and talk with AMA staff or Threshold team, whether you're an affordable housing manager, an independent rental property owner and manager or operator, or a luxury housing developer and operator. I'm asking you to join Threshold and help ensure that we can be housing providers who fulfill our promise to the community. If you still have concerns today, after the presentation, all we ask is that you try one unit for each property. Everyone take one. Share the responsibility and improve our community. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Teresa Nicklas. I'm the president of Celtic Property Management here in Arizona. Celtic Property Management is committed to helping end homelessness. One way we can be a bigger part to end homelessness is through Threshold. Threshold Centralized Network is a resource that offers incentives, including sign-on bonuses, assured rental assistance that is paid on time and in full. It provides damage and vacancy loss reimbursement. Owner-focused incentives are not a new tool in the fight against homelessness, but they are often inconsistent, unclear, and difficult to access. But through Threshold, they have a dedicated owner support team to provide hands-on support to help you navigate the process with ease. Listing your units is easy. It only takes 30 seconds. Threshold has a pad mission specialist that will help you build your property, upload your photos, keep you information updated. You will even get bi-weekly emails that have a link. All you do is click the link, and then you can update any of your information. If you have an issue that comes up, there's a hotline with a support team that will help you guide you through the claim process, the payment process, and contact any case manager that you might need help with. Threshold works. It's exactly what we need to be a bigger part of the solution to end homelessness. Try it out, commit 1 unit, and see how easy it is to use while making your property more profitable. Celtic Property Management is a part of this team. We already use Threshold. It's very easy to use. We get paid on time. We have a great support team. Anytime we need any help, someone's there. We are here today to answer any questions. I've brought a couple of my regional managers that use it on all their properties. And we're here after this presentation. If you have any questions about Threshold, we're here to help answer anything. 1 unit is all it takes. There's a lot of people out there on the street, and we all can benefit and help through this system. Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you for coming, and thank you to Chairman Gates, Courtney, Teresa, and Daniel for your remarks this morning. As I listen and kind of reflect, it's pretty clear to me that I'm just more convinced that it's not until we bring all of these stakeholders together to the table in a meaningful way that we're going to affect real change in our communities. And we need real change. A lot of numbers have been thrown at us, the 270,000 deficit of housing units that we need in Arizona, the 17,000 rental units that need to be produced annually in order to keep up just with population growth, 35%, you guys hit all the numbers, the increase in the rate of unsheltered homelessness in Maricopa County from the last count, 18 to 30% is the percentage increase in rents in 2021, depending on the sector of the valley, and we're anticipating another potentially 20% increase in 2022. And this is the one that hits home for me, 650. 650 is the number of individual and family households that have a voucher in their hands right now searching for housing in the community. And this is just the homeless services system. This doesn't even extend to the Public Housing Authority's Section 8 vouchers. So in our rapid rehousing programs and our permanent supportive housing programs, 650 individuals who are looking for a unit that they can afford, that's available, and that will accept their voucher. So 650 is an important number for me. I could go on. We could just sit here and hammer numbers the whole time, but I don't think we need to because we see this crisis with our very own eyes. We see it in our neighborhoods, in our communities. We see it in our schools. We see it in our workplaces. And we could take a field trip just down the street to 12th Avenue in Madison. In fact, if you haven't been there, I would encourage you to go drive by. There is a human services campus there with about a 3-block radius of over 1,085 individuals who are sleeping in tents, under tarps, on the streets of our community. And encampments have popped up all over, in riverbeds, deserts, alleys, vacant lots, and elsewhere. And lest we not forget, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of individual families who have children who are sleeping in vehicles, doubled up with other families, sleeping in motels, and an emergency shelter. So whether it's visible or invisible, we know that this crisis is real. This is the worst I've seen this in 28 years, and it will require multi-pronged strategies and new collaborative solutions. And collaboration is something that we do pretty well in the affordable housing and human services sector. We partner between our organizations, Community Bridges and Home Inc., and the Human Services Campus, and I could go on and on. We partner between the public and the private sector very well, and we strive to include the voices of those that we serve in our programming so that we can honor their needs and their lived experience. We're starting to really break down our silos and act like a truly integrated system of care that is aligned in our purpose and our work. But still, one critical stakeholder has largely been left out of the partnership efforts, and it's, again, those that own and manage properties in our neighborhoods. And that's, as Daniel said, where Threshold comes in. Threshold is Maricopa County's first ever centralized network of resources and support specifically for property owners and managers who want to operate those profitable, well-maintained properties while providing safe and stable homes for individuals and families who are experiencing homelessness. The mission is very simple. We believe that individuals, families, and communities are safer, healthier, and stronger when everyone has a home. So we support and collaborate with property owners and managers to be active partners to help make this vision a reality. As it was pointed out, we offer a full slate of incentives and services to strengthen housing programs to meet the specific needs of rental property owners and managers. These include, financial incentives, 1.5 times the monthly rent as a signing bonus, if you will, that can be earned by property owners and managers who agree to participate in programs and to reduce barriers to our participants' tenancies. Our participants often are going to have issues. That's why they're homeless. So income requirements, eviction histories, criminal backgrounds, some of these items we need to be flexible and adapt tenant selection criteria in order to make this work. Assurance that the rental assistance will be paid on time monthly. June 1st, we sent out over $4 million in rental assistance payments to over 1,000 landlords and property owners and managers across the state. A dedicated support team, 24-hour hotline that was mentioned. And we also have an advisory council co-led by the Arizona Multihousing Association that has members from the AMA and other independent rental owners and property managers who are informing this effort to make sure that we continue to meet the needs of property owners. Easy to use technology for listing and leasing property to threshold assisted tenants. And finally, at the end of a tenancy, if there are any move-out charges, damages, anything above and beyond what would be considered normal wear and tear that the security deposit didn't cover, we will pay up to 3 times the monthly rent for damages, an additional 1 month's rent towards vacancy loss. So we've really designed a full slate, again, of services and benefits that should risk or mitigate much of the risk. These benefits and resources really bolster already strong housing assistance programs. In the homeless services system, we do leverage the unique situation where Home Inc. is the operator and administrator of all of the rental assistance for permanent supportive housing and rapid rehousing. And we have dedicated social service, homeless service, and healthcare organizations that provide very tailored, client-centered, wraparound supportive services to the individuals and families who are in housing. And thanks to the leadership of Maricopa County, the Board of Supervisors, and the Human Services Department, Threshold is a permanent solution. So unlike some incentive issues which are very time limited, geared around the pandemic and funding that is likely to expire, this program will be a new permanent fixture of the homeless services system going forward. And it's already working. Since our launch of incentives earlier in 2022, we've added over 125 new property owners and managers to our network. We've paid out over $343,000 in incentives that have reduced or removed barriers for over 224 assisted tenancies. That work would not have happened absent the strong leadership and teamwork of my team. I just want to take a moment to recognize Daniel Davis as the Director of Landlord Relations and his team. They've been doing amazing work. We cannot solve the affordable housing crisis without all stakeholders at the table. We need and we value everyone's unique perspectives, expertise, and experience in forging solutions that work. Looking around, I see a room full of change agents that are aligned in their commitment to provide safe and stable housing to members of our community. Let's build on that alignment and dedicate ourselves to new collaborations and partnerships to make the promise of home a reality for everyone. Thank you for your time and attendance this morning. Of course, we'll certainly take any questions and provide additional information about Threshold. Lots of staff from the Threshold team, as well as other organizations here. So thank you for your time and attendance. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for your time and your openness and your honesty. We've been able to meet a lot of the requests that our owner, manager, partners have made of us to make it work for them. So we're really proud of this opportunity, and we're gonna celebrate together all of the cross-sector partnerships we have together. So thank you all very much for your time, and that's the end of our program. Come ask us questions.